As a writer, I think that stories and worlds and books and movies and TV, telly, drive you a bit bananas. So, Pyjama Time, hello, welcome back at Heroes, and if you're wondering why I'm speaking in a British accent when I'm actually from the States, it's because I've reached 100 subscribers on YouTube, and I said that when I did that I was going to speak in a British accent for the entire week. So today's Wednesday writing video is going to be all about stuff writing related, but I'm going to be speaking in a British accent because they're so, when they don't get the story quite right and you know they just copped out, they just totally copped out because you know that was an easy method they used and they could have done something a lot more better. Number one is evil villains. Everybody seems to make them all like their sole emotional drive is be evil, do things that will annoy the protagonist. Most people, I'm sure you've heard, believe they're doing right, even if they have a very, very twisted sense of morality. So villains that are just evil for the sake of evil drive me nuts. That's most villains, sadly. I feel some of the ones who escape from doing this, I believe Loki and the Joker from the Dark Knight trilogy, while they're insane and very, very bad, they also make sense. Their insanity makes sense. And they're not just evil for the sake of evil. Definitely Loki's motivated by creating mischief and proving his own worth, while the Joker is obviously motivated by creating chaos. He doesn't see fairness in order. Now, bad villains would, I don't know, I see them so often, but I often forget about them because they're so cheesy. My second one on my list is girls. And I mean sexy girls, and not that girls shouldn't be sexy, obviously, but that most girl characters, especially when there's that one girl character in a world of men, they tend to be just there to be the object, and that's obviously a problem. And they have two-dimensional characters, and maybe I'm not picky about this with most people, but I feel like that's most female characters in fiction. And even if they're that kick-ass girl, even if they're that just fighter girl, they still tend to be there mostly to be an object. And that drives me insane. I'd like to see more realistic girl characters. The third thing that bothers me the most is cliche lines. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but there are these lines that are in like every movie. You've got, here's one. I think you might want to take a look at this. You're going to want to come take a look at this. Guys, I think you should take a look at this. You know, John, I think you should take a look at this. How many times do people say that in real life? It's every other film. More than that, pretty much every film that line's in. I think you should take a look at this, and we know we're about to see something grand and splendid. Or something, and it's just, nobody says that. Okay, the second one of those cliche lines is, what would you have me do? Who says that in normal everyday conversation? Who says, oh, I ran out of sugar, and you're baking a cake and you realise you don't have any sugar, and then your mum comes in and she's like, you don't have any sugar. You can't make a cake without sugar. You think you can just go around making cakes without sugar? That's not the way the world works. And there's a bit, you can't do that. And then you look up and you go, what would you have me do? No! You say, stop cooking over my shoulder, or you say, oh man, nuts, I'm such a dingbat, I'm gonna take care of that. That's what you, nobody says that. Or you're like fixing a tyre on the side of the road, someone comes up. No, that's not how you do it. There's no way we're going to get into California if you just change the tyre like that. You just can't drive all the way. Those are bad tyres. And you look up, what would you have me do? No, you take it out of my face, stranger, or, oh, thank you so much, can I borrow one of your tyres? Or, well, what should I do? I don't know. Nobody says that, but it's in every other film. The fourth annoying thing is flawless heroes. And by that I mean like heroes that they are obviously there to represent good, so therefore they have no flaws, which then I don't think motivates me to be that good, because I'm like, well, I'm obviously not going to be like Mr. Perfect over here, or Mrs. Perfect, Miss Perfect, Ms. whatever. So it kind of does not motivate me to be perfect, and at the same time I just feel like it's fake and I don't care. I'm not going to care about a puppet, I'm going to care about the real person, so I'm not going to feel like it's a puppet if it's just being perfect. It's just going to be have somebody that's just orchestrated and controlled by the writer and the director and stuff. Number 5 is lack of meaning. This one drives me nuts, but it's a little bit harder to pinpoint. It's just these movies that you feel like, okay, I know movies are supposed to be structured, but this one really went over the top. Like, it basically just took the plot of another movie and just stuck in some extra stuff. It just screams that it wants to make money, which it is slimy to be sitting in a theatre. You just feel like they just want money out of you. Some movies, whether they actually do or not, feel like they actually have something to say, some sort of meaning to impart to you, and it's not just like, oh, we need a meaning, let's slap that one for some extra dough. No, it's like, feels like this person actually wanted to tell you a message. So it's a little bit harder because it's a feeling, but you know, you go to the movie and you're like, haven't I seen this movie a million times, and are the characters flat, or I know what's going to happen next. I think these producers, these directors, they just take this formula and they just stick in these different, you know, Egypt people or Roman people or sci-fi alien people, and it's the same story over and over and over. No new meaning. Whereas something more like Civil War, I'm obviously a fan of that, or I don't know, Radio, if you see Greatest Game Ever Played, The Pursuit of Happiness, most Disney and Pixar films, even the Dark Knight trilogy, I felt like had a meaning to impart to you. Inception, I don't know, I can't think of a ton off the top of my head. I just feel like they actually, while being a blockbuster film, have meaning to impart to you. You know, Toy Story 3 about moving on to a new stage of your life, or, you know, The Pursuit of Happiness, working hard and the merit in that, and you can find happiness. And the Batman trilogy about how there is no, about justice. And the Avengers, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, specifically the Avengers films, really do focus on how different people with different belief systems can work together and be stronger as one. So I hope you enjoyed my top 5 movie pet peeves as a writer. Tell me what your movie pet peeves are in the comments below, or if you related to any of these, and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe for more relatable, nerdy and writer videos. And wish me luck as I continue on this week of speaking British. Wish me luck. Meanwhile, let's do our tribe salute. We are epic heroes. Oh, that sounds so much better in a British accent. So, today's writing video is going to be about what I take my inspiration from. No, that's stupid.